need to change the running time.
30-minute running time. We're so confident.
That's never going to happen. We have never achieved.
It's the new goal is 45.
I think 45 is a nice goal.
Yeah.
Will we achieve that? No.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Shannon.
Hi, Allie. Allie, how are you?
I am so freaking awesome because I'm doing my favorite thing.
Yes.
I'm hanging out with my girls and talking about hockey.
Aw.
And you know what I've been thinking about a lot this week?
What?
Well, last episode, we talked about Jeff Skinner and his delicious taste in goal songs.
Delicious. It is.
Yes.
Delectable.
Yeah.
And so I really am just dying to know what you guys would pick for your goal songs if you were a hockey player.
Okay. I thought about this a lot as
Yeah.
well.
Okay.
And I don't like my answer.
Why?
Because I had a gut, like, instinct reaction. I'm like, this is it. And then I looked at it. I'm like, I could pick something so much more fun than this. But I, like, originally, I'm like, it's Mr. Brightside.
Obviously.
Oh, yeah.
That I know is already a player's goal song. So I was like, I got to pick something different. So I don't know if you want me to go first, or do you want to go first?
Go-
You've
You
already
just went
started,
first.
so
You've
already started.
What?
keep going.
So, Shannon goes first. Should I go first?
Should I keep going?
It's fine. It's all fine. So I picked the song Pandemonium by NF. And the
Is
reason...
that the Christian rapper guy?
I don't know this
Yes,
song.
it is.
This is shocking on so many accounts.
Completely. This is not what I expected at
Wait,
all.
which song? Pandemonium?
Pandemonium.
I want to hear this. I don't know this song.
I don't know.
I could bring it up
Sure, play it for us.
separate from the... Yeah.
That's fun.
That
So
would actually be
I-
pretty good.
Yeah.
I think specifically just the part where it's like, oh my pandemonium, it's showtime.
I
And
like
then
that.
Yeah.
I would request an edit and then just cut right to the part where it's like barely even put an effort in this effortless. Imagine if I did try.
Oh, that's good.
So that's how I would want it to play out.
We have completely opposite vibes.
Yeah, mine. I don't think mine's gonna fit any vibe whatsoever. Honestly,
But I felt like weird about it because I'm like, no, I know the answer, but it just didn't feel as fun as I thought I would be in picking the goal song. But I was like, I'm just going to stick with it.
no, it's good.
I like it.
Yeah,
I naturally picked the most obvious song for me,
yeah.
which is...
Wait, I want to guess.
Okay, yeah, guess it. What do you think I would pick?
I feel like it's a Taylor Swift song.
Right.
Okay.
And I'll be upset if it's not.
It has to be.
And I'm trying, I
don't-
hope it's Bejeweled. But I'm trying to
That
think
is
of
an
like
excellent choice.
like the sting though. Like
Nice. It would
Yeah.
be, yeah, when she goes,
Nice.
nice. Yeah.
Oh, that would be so
okay,
much
but
fun.
no, I must
Okay.
disappoint you. It is actually not a Taylor Swift song.
Really?
I know.
Okay.
I know.
I feel
Okay.
like I should know the answer to this, and I'm upset I don't.
You
So
both have shocked me so far.
If I were, see, I was in a similar dilemma to Shannon. If I were to pick a Taylor Swift song, the obvious choice is Ready for It. But that, like you were saying with Mr. Brightside, that's almost too obvious of a song.
Fair.
And I've
Yeah.
already decided that if I played baseball, that would be my up to bat song.
So you can't use it.
So you can't use it twice.
Exactly.
Okay.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So if I played hockey, my goal song would, of course, be Marina's Bubblegum Bitch.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, the I'm Miss Sugar Pink, lick a lips, hit me with your sweet love, steal me with a kiss. Like, that's such a good
That would
Yes.
be fun.
Let me-
I like that.
I'll play it
Yes.
for you, Shannon, just like you played for me. I love that. Okay. Are we ready?
Honestly, perfect.
I don't think
It's so good.
the NHL would let me pick that song because
It
it has
might not
bitch.
because it does have bitch in it, but
What's like a substitute word for bitch that they could like
Obviously-
put
they might
in
just
there?
like cut it to like bit or something like they do on the
Right.
radio or whatever.
Yeah. Or, I mean, the obvious one would be Babe, Bubblegum Babe. But
It doesn't have the
it
same
doesn't-
bite.
bitch is like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bubblegum Bitch.
Yeah. I love it. That's so good. Yes.
I think I did this assignment wrong.
There's no wrong answer.
Because like there was an immediate choice of song, right? But it doesn't,
Yeah.
it's not like a great goal song. It's just, you guys know this. I try to get this song played at every single event that we ever have.
Yep.
And it has never successfully played through because somebody who doesn't know what it is will inevitably turn this song off.
I've heard the beginning of this song many times, but never the end.
There's a key change that it never gets to because it goes on for so long and it really just says the same thing over and over again, which is obviously just there's a magic spider on the bed. So yeah, my song would be Magic Spider by Necrogoblicon.
Would you please
Obviously, I don't have it ready to go or anything.
play us a sample?
I gotta pull it up.
Like soon as it says
goblins.
this is the magic spider, your wish will come true, and then it kicks in
Oh, yeah.
to the jam.
It would-
Like that's so much fun.
If we were on the same team, the vibes would be all
It'd be
over the
very
place.
all over the place, yeah. But that's the whole point of it. It's just to cause some chaos.
I like
that's why
that.
I do that to everyone every single time we have a party.
So obviously, just look forward to hearing these songs on a screen near you soon when me, Shannon, and Sarah become the next NHL players.
Yeah.
Which is a goal that is both normal to want and possible to achieve.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Since we all play the sport right now.
And are men.
Yep.
I could totally ice skate. It's
Over,
great.
over 6 feet tall.
Uh-huh. I can shoot a puck really good.
I can skate.
I can't. Me
I
neither.
go with you, but I still don't know how to stop.
Admittedly, stopping is the hardest part.
Well, this is Hot Girls Hockey, born in Jersey. Our weekly opinions on the Devils. No facts, because there's just no facts here.
We are not analysts. We are clowns. Put on your red shoes and do a little dance.
Well, speaking of shoes, Allie, please
Yes.
take us into our red carpet report of the week.
Girl, as you know, I'm reporting for you live from the red carpet.
Ooh.
I got my microphone, which is constantly in the wrong spot that I keep adjusting.
Yeah, somehow.
Do you want assistance?
No.
Okay.
This will just be something you get to struggle with in editing.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
A gift from me to you. Okay, I actually have a very exciting red carpet report this week.
I didn't see any of these outfits this time, so I'm intrigued.
Well, I'm going in a little bit of a different direction.
Oh,
I'm not.
okay.
Well, okay, let's start with the best dressed award.
Sure.
I do have a best dressed
all right,
award.
all
right.
Okay, so during the Capitals game, they were at the Rock, and because they were at the Rock, you know what that means. Nico and Jack showed up. Obviously,
yeah. That's right.
So obviously they weren't playing, but they were in the box watching the game.
Yeah.
And we got to see a little clip of them sitting there looking morose.
I don't know what that means, but I'm going to trust you.
Just think of Nico's average, like normal resting face.
Yeah.
And that is a good description for the word
Yeah.
morose.
Okay. I got it.
The best dress, despite him not playing the game, goes to Nico.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Sure.
For one reason and one reason only. You guys know how I feel about beanies.
Yes.
I get that they're just like a thing in hockey.
I
but
don't
like,
get the hate. They're nice.
I know.
I think there's a tasteful beanie
They're
and
comfy.
just a lazy beanie.
Oh.
I have strong
Okay,
feelings
fair enough.
as somebody who wears a
Yeah.
I
lot.
was gonna say you wear a
of
lot of
beanies.
beanies.
That's true.
Yeah.
If anyone has the authority, it's Shannon.
Well, Shannon, you would love this beanie then, because something
Okay.
about you is that you love to customize your beanies. You make
Yes.
them artistic. You make them. You add a little bit of character, a little bit of personal flair to them.
Thank you. That's a fun way of saying I cut the pom-poms off and put the one I want on.
Well, what gave Nico first place this week is the fact that he was wearing this cute little like off-white beanie, and it had a little rose embroidered into the side.
Oh.
It was just kind of dainty and cute, and I love it. And
I
minus the
noticed
fact,
that.
yeah, it was cute. So that's my best dressed award. I don't have a second place because
That's fine.
and I don't have a worst dressed because I got distracted by something more important this week.
All right. Let's get into it.
This
What is
a-
it?
This
I
is,
can't wait till we do this
I
in
don't
a
know what
video
we're doing.
format so people could see what I just did with my eyes.
describe your face.
Shock and awe. My eyes are going back and forth
They
between
are.
you guys so
Yeah.
fast.
Eyebrows raised.
Okay, this is breaking news.
Oh,
Yes.
I'm not looking at the script. I don't know what's going on
Oh, I
here.
love this. Okay, so you guys know how there's an outdoor game coming in February
There
against
is.
the Flyers.
Yes.
It has officially been confirmed that the Devils will get custom coordinated outfits for the outdoor game.
Like during?
For arrival.
Oh.
Well, I mean, they always wear coordinated outfits during the game.
Yeah. I thought you meant like a new.
Well, yes, they will have a new jersey as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So starting with that, I've been seeing there's like different theories about what the jersey might look like. People are thinking there might be some sort of reference to the Rockies, like the original team that before they came out to Jersey. But more exciting than that. So this year at like the Heritage Classic game, you had like Calgary and Edmonton, right, playing each other. And they came out in their little coordinated outfits. Like the Oilers were wearing like full like oil rig workers jumpsuit.
Oh my God. Did
you not see these?
No.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Hold on. Let me show you pictures.
This is exciting though.
Wow.
Change
They were
is coming.
costumes.
Like
That's
this is
fun.
happening.
This is, well, it's not necessarily changed because this is like a classic thing at outdoor games to wear the little team.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Coordinated outfits.
They have
I
little
was not aware.
costumes.
Here were the Oilers.
Oh
They got little hard hats on. They got little glasses.
I can't.
I like how they even
That's fun.
Yeah.
That's cosplay.
they have like the players' names, like where the name tag would be on the uniform.
Yeah.
It's really cute.
That is cute.
And then the Flames wore denim overalls and cowboy hats without shirts.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
No.
We better be wearing devil horns
Why?
then. If we're like, can we Can we put devil horns on beanies for them? That would be so much fun.
I'm thinking bigger,
okay.
bolder.
Okay.
Remember last week how we were talking about like sequin jackets.
Yeah.
It was really going all out. I would like to propose a couple of different outfit options.
Okay.
Number one, coming in hot, the most obvious, the New Jersey Devils as the cast of Jersey Shore.
It's so
There's too many of them.
It's so good. No, you got to dress up some of them as like crew members, like a camera operator and like a sound guy. So they look like they are filming themselves.
That's good. That's better. I was thinking just have like multiple Snookies or something, which would just be silly.
An army of Snookies.
An army of Snookies, yeah.
That's also a lot of fun.
That would be hilarious.
That's great.
I love that.
Piggybacking off that, they could just be like beach bums, put them in sun hats, put them in little like Hawaiian button downs.
Yeah.
Give them some sandals with socks, call them a Benny.
Those shirts that have like the really big letters on it that you always get at the Jersey Shore.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Another classic option would be to put them in tacky suits with like little trilby hats and call them the Sopranos.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I love this.
Give Eric Haula like a big fat cigar.
Oh my God. He'd eat that shit up.
Paint like a little brown mustache on Jesper Bratt.
Yes.
And it just doesn't match his hair at all.
No.
Yes. I think the best option though.
It gets better.
It does get better.
Saving the best for last.
What's going to top the Jersey Shore?
We dress them all, and I mean all of them.
Okay.
Every single New Jersey Devil gets dressed up as Tilly from Asbury Park.
Oh my God.
Can you think of anything more intimidating than an army of Tillys walking into MetLife Stadium with their grinning clown
terrified.
faces?
I'm not gonna lie.
It would be so intimidating.
I love that because I associate Tilly as like a haunted like figure.
Yeah.
And I feel like it all ties into like the
Flyers
devil.
would piss their pants.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even know what to do.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
That's
I love
eerie.
this. I'm
I love it.
curious what the Flyers are going to do too. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah.
All gritty.
All grit. An army of
Again,
Grays versus an army of Tillys.
Intimidating, but
There'd be orange fur all over the stadium. I hope Gritty shows up to the game.
It's gotta. I feel like because it's like a special like
yeah.
event.
I'm not a big fan of the Flyers for obvious reasons, but like I'd like to shake Gritty's hand.
Yeah. Me too.
Look at his weird bobbly
I don't think I could get
eyes.
near him. Well, Sarah, what is our weekly update?
All right. So this week, guys, we have fallen down to 4th in the division.
Ouch.
Middle of the road, but
Behind whom?
it's
Rangers, Canes.
behind the Rangers, Capitals, and the Canes.
The Capitals?
The Capitals are 2nd, guys.
The Capitals?
What?
Yeah. We're sitting middle of the
How?
division. We got 17 points, 8 wins, 6 losses, and
Oof.
1 overtime loss.
Ooh.
We had 3 of those losses come within the past 2 weeks, which
Yeah.
has been pretty rough. For context, we have fallen behind so much that Rangers, who were playing, on Saturday, they have 23 points. They have won 11 games and lost only 3 total.
Wow.
We're not doing the best right now.
Who have the Rangers played, though? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Will I ever keep track of what the Rangers are doing? Absolutely not. But that's what Google told me.
I believe
So,
it.
Wow.
That's a little bit of a yikes. A little bit of a... But
wake up call.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully we're going to start to see a little bit of a wake-up call because things have not been the best for the
I know.
Devils right now.
And we theorized this last week. I remember saying, after the Blackhawks game, we were cautiously optimistic that the Devils would find a way to persevere without Nico and Jack. But I distinctly
Mhm.
remember saying that, against teams that make fewer mistakes, where they have fewer opportunities to capitalize on other teams' mistakes, they might struggle a little bit. And boy, did they.
Yeah, they sure did.
You specifically named the Avalanche last episode as a team that was tighter that we were going to have trouble against. And you were right.
Well, let's
You should bet.
Yeah, join me in the sports betting world. I actually haven't done it at all this season.
I actually also did call the one game that they won since
yeah?
we last recorded.
Oh, yeah?
The one, I didn't say this on the podcast, but in my head, I was like looking at the string of games, and I'm like, which one of these games are they going to win? And it is the one they won. So
I was dead wrong about it.
I'm cautiously,
I'm cautiously.
I'm cautiously optimistic
Yeah.
about the first game against the Rangers, despite everything. So, but we can get into that later.
Yeah.
Let's dive just right into this November 7th game against the Avalanche.
Got a lot to cover here.
Yes.
Who wants to start us off? Oh, look, it's me in the outline.
It sure is, isn't it?
That is me. All right. The thing I was most excited for about this game, truthfully, of all things,
Yeah.
because I really went into it just assuming that they were going to lose.
Yeah.
But what I was most excited about was the triumphant return of Miles Wood.
We had missed him.
And it was triumphant.
Our boy, I couldn't wait to just see empty head, heart full of love. And you
Yeah.
know what, guys? That is not the energy that he brought.
it certainly was not.
Nope.
Miles Wood opened the first period by crashing full force into VTech.
It was ugly.
And it just devolved from there. I will say there was, the Devils started off doing a rare thing for them.
Yeah.
They took the first goal.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Toffoli scored with this beautiful pass from Marino, setting them up for, what you would thought was maybe success.
Yeah.
And then they went right to the power kill afterwards. I don't remember whose penalty this was. It doesn't matter though, because they killed it. So, we went from a goal
Good.
to a successful power kill.
Starting off good, seemingly.
Yeah, it was strong.
And, I think Miles Wood crashing into VTech gave VTech a little bit of just a fury, a little bit of fire, because he was solid as hell, truthfully, during this game. Yeah, despite the haters.
Yeah.
But then something happened.
Oh, no.
Something that turned the tides of the game.
Oh.
Like when you're on a mountain.
Okay.
And you hear the distant crackle, the distant sound of something breaking, of ice creaking, and it's immediately followed by an avalanche.
Yeah, not good.
And you just know someone has done something they shouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
And Shannon, would you please tell me what happened in this game that turned the tides for the worst?
Well, I literally wrote the word Tio.
They're correct. There was a penalty
In all caps, Tio.
that the Devils took. Specifically,
I know.
your boy Timo Meyer.
Mm-hmm.
What have you got to say for him?
In his defense, it was Tio, not Timo.
Oh, fair enough.
Right. Because Timo does nothing wrong.
He would never.
His evil clone.
Yeah, Tio was a fucking problem.
Yeah.
Tio needs to be exercised. Yeah. Penalties, especially during this game, were very much still a problem for the Devils. And it doesn't matter how well you play. It doesn't matter how many smart passes you make. It doesn't matter how hard you skate. It doesn't matter how committed you are, how well rested you are. Penalties can cost you a game. And it really seemed like the continuous penalties, constantly having to play on the defensive, on the power kill, it just led to things going downhill in a pile of snow real quick.
It really did.
Did Lindy punish them for all of these penalties like he has in the past, or is that not happening because we're down so many players already?
That's a good question.
don't
I don't
know.
specifically remember.
Is that why he's shifting around the lines so much, or?
Timo was not scratched after this?
Okay.
No, there was no obvious punishment during the game.
Well, that's maybe good.
But maybe in practice.
Yeah. So I guess Shannon segue.
I love how ball is still spelled that way.
BHAL.
This game was on very late. I stayed up till I think 1 a.m. to see the rest of the chaos, but
You might be the only one.
You are stronger than I. I
the-
did not make it.
the second period can be summed up by penalties, flippin' fucking penalties. It started off with a really bad hit on Siegenthaler by
Siegenthaler.
Yep, that's his name.
Siegenthaler. I can't.
She said his name correctly.
Making up players on this team.
She also still did not put the I in Siegenthaler.
Really?
I have no idea.
No,
how to
she did
spell
not.
it.
Yeah.
I know the word Siegenthaler.
We're
It's
eventually going to have a full roster of new names that Shannon has come up with for everyone.
Siegenthaler. Tio.
Truffoli.
Oh my God.
It started off with a really bad hit on Siegenthaler by, if you can believe it, Miles Wood.
What the freaking frack?
I was so surprised. So the hit itself was just, I would call it dirty, and it was on the edge of being called a penalty, but they said it was technically a clean hit. But what made it feel dirty is Miles Wood hit him a little far from the boards. So instead of him getting Siegenthaler just getting pushed up like normal, his head actually went first into the boards.
I don't like
so he was down for a moment, and Dougie Hamilton immediately hits Miles Wood into the boards after the play in retaliation.
After the whistle?
Yeah. Play ended.
Dude.
And Dougie just flew into Miles Wood and just hit him in retaliation.
Good.
And I was shocked. I was like, this is the third time Dougie has been starting shit. And
Or is he finishing shit?
yeah.
Yeah.
But he obviously did it in retaliation, and that resulted in a penalty, which was a bummer.
Oh, that's lame.
So I definitely don't think that the Devils have the same nostalgia for Miles Wood like we originally did when we were talking about him last
Can I
episode.
say how sad I am for this?
Yeah.
I don't miss him anymore.
He came on super aggressive this
Miles
game.
Wood is dead to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good riddance.
It gets worse.
Oh no.
It got worse. So then Ball also took a penalty for interference.
No. He took a penalty according to the script for interference.
It's fine. He took a penalty for interference. So it unfortunately made the power kill 5-on-3.
Oof.
So
Wait, he took a penalty in the middle of the power kill?
yes, but then the Avalanches during that power kill immediately took another penalty for having too many men on the ice, and it became 4-on-4 for whatever reason. I don't know why.
How'd that
unless
happen?
I typed it wrong, if it became 4-on-3. But it was just a
Guess-
penalty on top of a penalty.
Meh.
And then it got worse.
No.
Then Luke Hughes took an awful hit by Colton.
He's a baby.
And he got a penalty for boarding.
Who did, Colton or Hughes?
Colton. And this happened because Luke Hughes, again, he got hit super far from the boards and just spun on the ice like head first into it.
Jeez.
And it was like really awkward because Luke Hughes at first like went prepared to be hit, but then the puck got away from him and he just assumed Colton was gonna go for it because he was ahead of him and it was on his side.
Logical.
But instead of going for the puck, Colton decided to hit Luke instead. So he got the penalty for boarding. And then Meyer went up to Colton and was like, hey, what the hell? And Colton,
I'm sure that's exactly. He was like, hey, what the hell?
What the hell?
It was definitely not more aggressive than that at all. Because as we know, Timo is a gentleman.
He is very kind.
Yeah. And I guess it was Tio that came out because Colton then cross-checked Meyer in the face. Like just watching the
Had
replay.
the play stopped?
The play had stopped.
Wow, what the
This
hell?
was like when the refs were talking about if he was going to get the penalty for boarding. And this flipped us from being down 5-3 to being up with 5-3 men on the ice for a 7-minute penalty. I don't know exactly how it broke down, but it was like, it was Colton cross-checking Meyer in the face that became like a major penalty and what made this super long power play.
Correct. Yeah. Colton actually got fined $5,000 for that, which is the maximum amount you can be fined.
What's this dude's problem?
I don't know.
Jeez.
But he was doing aggressive shit
He's not
all
a
game
Tio
and it
fan.
just
Apparently
escalated.
Maybe Miles Wood went to the locker room and just started shit talking all the devils.
Honestly, maybe.
That's what it felt like.
Maybe it's like a Regina George type thing. Miles Wood has a burn book of
Oh my
devils,
God.
which is sowing chaos.
So you would think we would do like well during this
I would
power
not
play.
think that, but
Yeah. we have been having good success, and Meyer did score in the first like couple seconds of the power play, which was great. But then it was immediately followed by Miles Wood scoring, and it kept the score 3-2 for the Avalanches.
I like how there are multiple
Yeah, me
avalanches.
too.
Sorry
No,
for the
I like that. I
Avalanche.
think that's cute. The multiple avalanches.
It sounds better when it's plural.
I agree. The
Single-
Devils is plural.
Yeah. Single
Yeah.
name teams
Maple
is kind of
Leafs,
weird.
Plural.
Yeah.
Oilers, plural.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Wild.
Not
Same
They
plural.
gotta add an S.
Yeah, make it the Wilds.
Yeah.
I saw a post-game interview with Miles Wood about this goal, and he was all like, well, of course I knew where to shoot. I practiced with Vanacek all last year. And it's like,
Ugh.
brother,
Come on.
everyone knows you can't aim your shot. We like
You have no thoughts in your head, sir. What are you talking about?
just now because you're up in a higher altitude with this mountain air, you think you can think things now? Sir,
We were rooting for you.
and we were all rooting for you.
I just feel like disappointed and heartbroken
Yeah.
by
It's the end of an era for us.
Yeah.
That's
It's
crazy.
disappointing, but he is dead to me.
And at the end of the game, there was like a scary moment because Luke Hughes got called off the ice by the trainer and didn't return until later in the third period. So I guess they cleared him. In the third period, it just ended with the Avalanche scoring 2 more times. We really needed that comeback energy this game, but I'm like, how do we rally? Like it just felt like we were getting beat up. And something that I saw, I just felt like there was just way too many turnovers the whole game, which I think resulted in a lot of goals. And of course, we pulled the goalie at like the 3-minute mark at the end of the
geez.
game. And it was just so fucking lame because, of course, they scored an empty net goal.
So the score was like what, 5-3?
It was 5-3.
and then they pulled the goalie.
Pulled the
man.
goalie around 3 minutes, and then it became 6-3. We
And-
just like don't do great with empty nets.
Well, I think that's kind of related to what you were just talking about, how there were so many turnovers, is that
Yeah.
it's pulling the goalie only works if you're strong at preventing offensive zone
Yeah.
turnovers. If you keep the puck in your offensive zone,
It would be fine.
you don't have to worry about the puck going in the empty net. If you let the puck out of your offensive zone,
Yeah.
the only possible place it's going is in the empty
Yeah.
net.
Yep.
Yikes.
Yeah, that whole game, not great.
That's rough. That's this. There were 2 6-3 losses in the past couple games,
And
which is pretty rough, guys.
Well, Yeah.
I just noticed that.
You do be right there.
Yeah. And I would say it continued to get worse.
So they went from the Avalanche game to the Capitals game, 11-10. I'm just going to cut to the chase. This score, it ended 4-2 Capitals. The Devils are struggling against the Capitals, which is personally offensive to me because every time they lose to the Capitals, one of my best friends who live in the DC area, her husband messages me a picture of the Capitals win every time they beat the Devils.
We need to win to stop these messages.
And every time it hurts my heart a little bit.
Yeah.
And I can't keep seeing these. So talking about the Capitals versus the Devils on my brother's birthday also, personally offensive to me that this game went the way it did.
Rude.
It was very rude of me. I did not text him happy birthday.
That's okay. I actually forgot it was his birthday. I woke up and I saw that it was November 10th and I went, there's something I'm supposed to remember about this day. And then I was like, oh, it's the anniversary of the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. That's the first thing I thought of. As one does.
Naturally.
And then later,
I'm always thinking about that. That's your Roman Empire.
Is my it actually is. When I was 10 years old, I was sitting in my room listening to Gordon Lightfoot, the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Which is why I was so popular.
Yeah.
But so this game started I don't even remember because I think I have amnesia, but it began with the Caps scoring 2 goals in 15 seconds and Vitek was pulled.
Yeah. It's rough.
Why are we punishing him? Because like we said earlier, that wouldn't happen to Schmidt.
I'm just saying Schmidt, that
wouldn't happen
gives
to
up
him.
a lot of goals and stays in net.
It does.
We can talk
I'm
about
not hating
that.
or anything.
Me either. I think
I'm just saying.
My only theory can be that Vitek definitely, as much as I love to root for him, and I do think he's appeared mentally more focused this season.
Yes.
He does have a history of when he lets up successive goals like back to back.
It gets to him.
Yeah, you can see it on his face.
Yeah. And it just like becomes a downhill spiral, honestly.
Yeah. So, something I will say, I feel bad for Vitek whenever he gets pulled, but in the post-game interview, Lindy acknowledged that the defense is leaving gaps.
Yes.
And it's hard for your goalie to save every single shot on goal when he's not being supported by the defense.
Yeah. It's not just him out there.
But you know what? The offense wasn't doing so hot either.
Well, that's also true.
The Devils had 3 power plays. 3 power plays. I actually think they ended up having more. I stopped counting after 3.
There were CVS receipts.
There were
multiple CVS receipts in this game.
We were buying the whole store. There were 3 power plays with not only with no points, but with not a single shot on goal.
Oof.
Wow.
That's miserable.
And I don't want to like Monday morning quarterback the team a little bit. I'm not an expert. But I don't think you can score.
You can't.
You don't shoot.
Yeah. I don't think so.
The puck is not going to.
Maybe there's a way. I don't think so.
It's not going to fall into the net on its own.
You do have to try.
You do have to try. And that was really the theme of this game. For the first 2 periods, it did not seem like they were trying.
I hate that. I hate when they do that.
It almost it was one of those things where you could just see it becoming progressively worse, where you could almost see the moment where everyone was like, oh, fuck it, let's just get to the end of the game.
That's frustrating to watch.
For a long time, I was sitting on the edge of my seat, scared that this is going to be a shutout because the Devils have a really long streak since last season.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know off the top of my head, and honestly, I'm not looking it up because
I actually know this for a fact. Yes, this last game was their 100th, I think. I'm pretty sure the Penguins game was their 100th game.
Without a shutout.
Whoa.
Let me confirm. I'm pretty sure.
Yes, they came dangerously close to being shut out. With less than 12 minutes to go in the 3rd period, Timo saved us from a shutout.
Yay.
Your boy.
Woo.
And this seemed to galvanize them because then less than a minute later, it boy Dawson Mercer comes in with another goal. And fun fact on this goal, Akira Schmidt got a point for assisting. Just through some series of wackiness. Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
cool.
That's so much fun.
I think it's delightful anytime a goalie gets an assist.
Yeah.
And from then on, like all of a sudden, they were off to the races. The pace was on. Brat was trying so hard for a wraparound goal. He was just fighting for it, and he got so close. It never came like to fruition. But yeah, so it was one of those things where I'm convinced that, and I tweeted this, but I'm convinced that the Devils are under some sort of Sleeping Beauty spell. Like, the end of Sleeping Beauty where like, they put that spell and everyone falls asleep.
Yes.
And I feel like that's the Devils. And the only thing that wakes them up is for someone to score a goal on their team. And then as soon as someone scores a goal, they're like, oh,
We're playing a game.
hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know how to do this.
Maybe we'll score.
And then from then on, they start playing so hard. And it looked like they were going to make a comeback. They were really close to tying it up. And then guess what happened again?
Did they pull
if I
their
had
goalie?
to guess, without even reading the outline, it was an empty net
No.
based on the score.
No. They had a chance for a comeback. And then Mr. Hyde reared his ugly head.
Ugh.
And Tio came out.
No.
I'm going to have a conversation with him.
Got a penalty.
You got to speak to your boy, Shannon.
Is Dr. Jekyll the evil one or is it Mr. Hyde?
You know what? I feel like I
That's
should
a
know this.
Good question.
I don't know off the top of my head.
I feel like I should know it.
I don't.
I think you're right.
I think it is Mr. Hyde.
Yeah.
In any case, the evil one,
Mm-hmm.
Tio,
The evil.
got another penalty.
Bud.
And that, kills your comeback chance because then they had to go to the penalty kill. And then immediately after that, Tio, oh my God.
Well, it was.
Well, it kind of was Tio. Timo narrowly avoided a penalty on Sandine. Sandine? I don't know.
Nah.
But basically, Bastion
Sardine.
and Timo kind of sandwiched
Especially
Sandine.
for making a sandwich. It's a sardine.
Sardine. A sardine. It was a sardine sandwich between Bastion and Timo. And Timo lifted his elbow right into Sandine's face.
No.
And honestly, okay,
Man.
can I just say something?
Say it.
Yes.
I feel like, I have this tendency. I'm a little bit of like an optimistic person.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Whenever people do things, I'm generally like, oh no, they probably meant to do, they meant best. They didn't mean to do that. But like, truthfully, whenever Timo gets his penalty, his daily, weekly game penalty, whatever it is, I'm always like, I don't know. He's just like playing aggressive. He didn't mean to do it. This time though, it was like one of the first times that I actively noticed him making a choice to cause a penalty. Even if he didn't get one this time, that was one of those moments where I could distinctly point to and like, bruh,
You knew what you were doing.
yeah, come on. You don't accidentally
Nah.
reach your elbow
Like-
into someone's face.
Yeah, to make the effort to raise your elbow that high, it hurts. It's effort.
Like, you knew what you were doing.
Yeah.
You had just come off a penalty and you're going to make a stupid decision to potentially put you back on one. Like, brother.
Dangerous.
And even if it's not intentional, it's still negligent. Like, the negligent penalties need to stop. Like,
Yes.
I understand, it's really easy to say don't take penalties and say like don't intentionally take a penalty. Okay, that's fine. But even if you're taking penalties out of negligence where you're just not paying attention to what you're doing, you're not paying attention to what others around you are doing, and you do something that results in a penalty, it's still you
It's
have
still
to,
a penalty.
Yes.
Yes, and you have to figure out the pattern and stop it because these negligent penalties are killing them.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then from there on, you are correct, Shannon. They had no choice. They were down. They had no choice but to pull the goalie in the last 2 minutes. And it went to an empty net goal.
We all know how that goes.
Of course it did.
Just the same way that the previous game against the Capitals this season ended. And it was a frustrating game to watch because they did show up in that third period. The final 12 minutes of the game
Means nothing if they don't show up in the first one.
You can't win games if you only show up late.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're right. You can't.
You can be the best players in the final 10 minutes of the game.
That's not enough game time.
It's just not enough.
Ugh.
They gotta figure out some way to break the Sleeping Beauty curse thing before they score a goal.
Yes.
It can't be reliant on the scoring.
And they can't lay down and die when the other team scores the first point.
Yeah.
You gotta Yeah, you can't just give up.
The only other comment I had during this game that I wrote down is the Tierney experiment is a bust. Would you guys like to hear some stats for Chris Tierney?
Sure.
That are still accurate even 2 games later.
Interesting. Did he play those last 2 games?
You know what?
I don't remember
I
his
think he
name
was
being
scratched,
there.
actually.
Yeah.
He's
Ooh.
played 8 games.
Okay.
He's had 0 goals,
Mm-hmm.
0 assists,
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
0 points.
What's he doing here?
Whoa.
Okay.
I might not be a stats girly, but I can do this math, and
Yeah.
it's not good.
It's not adding up. That's for sure.
It's negative math.
But
That's not good. I don't. Very interesting.
So the Chris Tierney experiment may be coming to an end. So then the next game, a nice little break, you know? You
Yeah.
play the Capitals on the 10th. You don't play the Jets again until the 14th. Okay, some time
Right.
to rest, some time
Yeah.
to relax, some time to regroup. I think that we can confidently say that this game just didn't happen.
it didn't.
No.
Yeah.
We
Earlier
just-
when I said that we had 2 6-3 losses, no, we didn't.
No, we didn't.
Just one.
Nope.
What are you talking about?
Winnipeg?
What's
Never heard
that?
of them. It's not a real place.
I don't know them.
I think we can just gaslight everyone into
Yeah.
believing.
I think
The game just didn't
if
happen.
we say it enough,
The
that like
Devils-
they'll forget that this team
Yeah.
exists and
Yeah.
that this game
Yeah.
happened, and
Yeah.
they'll just wipe it off of the scores. I take it back. We do not have 6 losses. We have 5.
Correct.
Okay.
Because as we all know, the Winnipeg Jets do not exist.
No, they don't.
Nope.
Winnipeg, imaginary place.
What are we talking about?
I don't know.
I don't either.
Oh, I did look it up. It was indeed last night's game. There was their 100th consecutive game. No shutouts.
That's
Nice.
impressive. That's cool. I love to hear it.
Yeah. And
Not about the Jets game, but I
what
love to
game?
hear that.
What game?
Sorry, not talking about the game.
This isn't a football
The-
podcast.
Whoa.
The Penguins game.
What did I say? That was football.
The Jets. There's no Jets
The
hockey
Jets.
team.
Yeah.
Fuck the
Jets are a football team,
Why are we
Shannon.
talking
Yeah.
about?
This is
My
not a
bad.
football podcast.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, as
We're
we've
moving
established
on.
previously. There
Okay.
is no Jets hockey team, and this is not a football podcast. Therefore, we have nothing to say on the topic of Jets.
We do not.
All right. So moving on then to the Penguins game.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go. This one's
So-
obviously hockey because it's a penguin.
Correct.
Penguins
And
do play hockey.
Penguins play hockey. Penguins invented hockey.
They might have, actually. Don't
know.
fact check us on that. There's no facts here.
Yeah.
But I think they did. I think Penguins invented hockey.
I asked them and they said yes.
Yeah.
I could
I
totally
believe it.
see it that they,
Yeah.
just kicking rocks around on the ice,
Whacking
waddling
it with
away.
a flipper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it.
So the thing about this game that stressed me out
Yeah.
when I first heard this right before it started was that we were already down Nico. We're already down Jack.
Yeah.
And then right before this game started, they announced that we would have no Timo as well.
What?
Yeah. Apparently
Why?
he has a lower body injury.
I wonder if that resulted in the game we're not talking about.
I don't know.
Interesting.
The lower body injury is probably Lindy Ruff breaking Timo's legs for all the penalties he took.
Brutal. Okay, so no Jack, no Nico, no Timo.
Oh my.
Yeah. A little terrifying.
Yeah.
And that
Horrifying.
fear continued as the Penguins scored first, as is bound to happen.
But you know what's different this time?
What's different this time
is that the Devils did not lay down and die.
they did not.
You want to know why?
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 They had their will man to live.
They sure did. They had him again.
Max Willman was back.
Yeah.
And I don't think he had got any points. Maybe he did. He didn't score a goal.
Not sure.
But he was there. He's the will man to live.
Right.
And
He's got to
immediately-
spark something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Immediately after the Penguins score their goal, Curtis Lazar on the power kill, a shorty,
Mm-hmm.
with a beautiful setup by Haula. It was just gorgeous.
It was great.
The two uncles, Uncle Lazar, Uncle Haula.
Uncles.
Yeah, they have uncle energy.
I can
Okay.
see it though. I get
Okay.
it. I get it.
Yeah.
For Eric Holla,
Yeah.
I get it. I don't understand it for Curtis Lazar, to be honest, but
I feel.
he's more
Do you know
like
what's funny? I thought the
nephew
opposite.
energy.
Really?
Where I felt like Curtis Lazar was the obvious uncle, and then like Hala, based on the
Oh.
outfit that he did, I'm like, I could see the uncle, the 70s disco outfit.
Curtis Lazar to me is like your little nephew who asks you if you have games on your phone. I don't have a nephew. So I don't know what that's like at all. There was an interview that he had with Erica in between the periods, though, where he was so sweet. He was so polite. He just had the most pleasant answers to her for everything. And he was so happy. And he was talking about how like scoring like a shorty was like definitely going to be like a motivator for the team. And he was it was the most pleasant little interview. I was just sitting there smiling like, I love this guy. He's great.
I love that.
Let's keep him forever.
Yeah.
So the Devils were playing strong. They were playing consistent. They were focused. They were playing plays. Did they make some mistakes, some errant passes, some of this, some that? Sure. But
it went back and forth for a little bit, but
it didn't get to their heads.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They had their head in the game. They were focused. Penn's take another point. It's okay. That's okay.
We're tied.
Because
chill.
Again, immediate answer back. Nate Bastian's first goal of the season.
Hey.
Woo! With another great setup by guess who?
I already
Schmidt.
know.
What?
Yeah, it's just last time we talked
playing. No, definitely not. Schmidt. No, Uncle Eric Haula.
Yeah.
Woo! I could have read that, but I didn't. I chose not to.
So then after we had bounced the point back and forth, then the Devils finally started to pick things up on their own. And Bratt scored not too long after Bastian did. Curtis Lazar got an assist on Bratt's goal, which ended up being his 100th career point in the NHL.
I love that.
Woo.
That's
And
impressive.
There was another important assist. So a little bit before this, dumb Uncle Eric Haula.
Dumb.
Not smart Uncle Eric Haula.
Oh,
Dumb.
okay.
Uncle Eric Haula.
Not the lollipop.
He took a dumb penalty, I think in the midst of a penalty. I don't know. I already forgot. Anyway, we had 4-on-4 hockey for a while, and Holtz had a beautiful breakaway. It would have been just one-on-one, him and the goalie.
Oh.
Mercer just had to pass it to him, and he overshot the pass.
No.
Which happens, but he looked
It's just
so
disappointing
sad
for him.
about it.
Yeah.
But he had his redemption arc a little bit later. So they were score was 2-2. Bratt puts it away, 3-2. They take the lead. Literally like 12 seconds later, it was some absurd amount of time. Toffoli, no.
It was Holtz.
It was Holtz. Yes, on a pass.
It was Holtz and then
from
Toffoli
Dawson.
20 seconds later.
Yes. Yeah. It went back to back. Bratt takes the lead. Holtz on a pass from Dawson Mercer, then puts it away. You're like 4-2. They have this.
Mhm.
And then like 20 seconds later, Toffoli's like actually 5-2.
Yep.
Love it.
It was fantastic. It reminded me of the kind of stuff that we used to see last season where they would pull the most insane thing you'd ever seen with like 18 seconds left in the game,
And I think the Holtz Palat Mercer line works.
Yeah.
Stop putting Holtz in the bottom. Bring him up.
Honestly.
He did well.
Yeah.
As I always say, you can't have a slay era without a flop era. And the Devils slayed this game. And also, we had the triumphant return / debut of Colin Miller.
Oh,
Finally.
Oh my gosh.
And I honestly think,
I like almost forgot.
I know, but him on defense, Luke Hughes on defense, I think that worked better. Like, okay, Luke made a couple of little mistakes, but whatever, who cares? You had someone Colin Miller there, like steady, holding down the fort, able to bounce off each other. It was good.
Yeah. They had a
It
lot of
made a
guys
difference.
rotating on defense
Yes.
that game. They had like 7, I think. So like pairs were not consistent the entire time.
Wow.
Which is interesting that it went as well as it did, considering.
Sarah, you mentioned you
Oh,
had
yeah.
a couple other observations.
Yeah, I have a couple of dumb little things.
I want to hear him.
I didn't know that Brendan Smith had a brother and that he was on the Penguins.
Yep.
So I wrote a little note to myself.
What?
Does Brendan Smith have a brother on the Penguins? And then I answered my own question. That and that they kept showing baby girl
Every
in
opportunity.
this game. And it just made me sad.
Every time Ryan Graves was on the bench or went to the bench or was coming off the bench, they would pan to him and linger.
They would linger.
Of course they did. It's like even the people filming know
We
miss him.
They
Yeah.
literally do know.
he's
like-
just a part of the Devils.
They're like, Miles Wood is dead to you.
Have another.
Have another one. And he didn't try to murder any of
No,
your
he
teammates.
didn't. Yeah.
I think it was great to end on this high to go into the Rangers game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope they carry the momentum through. I have this
Exactly.
sneaking suspicion
What?
that it's going to be a close game, and in the very last 20 seconds, we're either going to tie it and go to OT or win.
Ooh,
By the time this podcast is out, the listeners will know.
that's true.
It's true.
They will.
Well, alrighty. That wraps up our overview of the games this week. Shannon,
Yes.
I would love to hear if there are any awards to give out this week.
All right. So moving on into the Scuffle Awards. This is where we give
Scuffle
They're
awards.
just scuffles now?
Scuffle. No, Scuffle.
Oh my
It's
God.
Scuffle.
And she's
I can't
changing
even
her own
read.
words.
I am having a hard time.
She's saying real words now.
The Scuffle Award.
That's also differently
Yes,
pronounced.
it is.
How did I say it?
Skircuffle.
Scuffle.
You
Yeah.
said scuffle
You said
this time.
scuffle. You
Oh.
took the R out, which is correct.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Scuffle.
closer to how you've written it. But
Yeah. Put the invisible
Shit.
R back.
Okay.
yeah, I like it.
So the Scuffle Award is where we give Academy Awards to the most cinematic fights of the week and also talk about the scuffles. Because as I mentioned last week, fighting has been significantly down in the NHL. So I'm going to talk more about the skirmishes here as well. But this week we had a full on fight.
That's
Did we?
true.
Yes, we did.
Okay.
But before that, I just want to say the Avalanche game, there's just this a lot of tension of just kind of, I already talked about it, how the hit on Siegenthaler and the hit on Hughes, but instead of fighting, I feel like the players are just doing harder hits. So they get away with it rather than taking penalties for the fights.
Maybe.
But there's still rivalries happening and playing out, but it's hidden was the impression that I got. And I also initially at first I'm like, this is so weird. I felt like the hits from the Avalanche and the Devils were just very light in the first period of that game. And then all of a sudden second period, it was bam, bam, bam. And I felt like we were hustled. There was this small moment where I was like, what the fuck just happened? The craziest thing that I want to talk about scuffle wise here was when Colton checked Timo Meier in the face. Just the intent to grab your stick like that and just bam into Timo. And I'm like, don't break his fucking beautiful nose. How dare you? But the award this week goes to Brendan Smith
Yeah.
for the fight with Nikolai Ehlers during the Jets game.
Yes.
What game was this?
The one
What
that
game?
Oh, sorry.
There was no game.
So this fight didn't happen. Never mind. I
Well-
take back my word.
in an alternate realm where there is a team
Yes.
called the Jets
Right.
that plays hockey.
Hypothetically.
That's where this fight happens.
Exactly.
And we just happened to get a glimpse of it.
Exactly. Yeah, in an alternate universe.
So in this alternate universe, Nikolai hit Brendan Smith in retaliation for a hit Brendan Smith did one of the Jets teammates. It just immediately gloves off. They grabbed each other's jerseys and started swinging at each other. And something I noticed that was quite funny because they were holding on to each other's jerseys so they couldn't run away. They couldn't skate because of this. And they were just kind of spitting on the ice, but without able to control where they were going. And I would say, I think Brendan got the best of Nikolai in this one. Brendan Smith definitely, I felt, had the upper hand this whole fight just because he is so much taller. He just had a bigger wingspan and he just got him better hits.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. But I was surprised to see a classic fight in the refs. Let it play out for a little bit too. It was really interesting. Brendan Smith, you get the Skerkuffle Award again this week.
Got to keep him around for something, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, Allie, what are the whispers on the Twitter wins this week?
I have a whole bunch.
Okay.
Starting us off, possibly my favorite thing I saw, an article that Amanda Stein wrote, love her, in which she said that she asked John Marino a question
Okay.
about what animal he would be. And he took the time apparently to Think about this.
Really?
Oh yeah.
This is all making sense now.
You know-
wrote down.
It's not what I would have
No.
picked for him.
Think
you
of his
know?
name though.
What? Okay.
No,
Well,
Oh,
I don't want to get into the.
I get what
don't
you're-
wanna
I kinda
ruin
get
the
what you're
reveal.
saying.
I
Okay.
get- yeah.
Okay.
Well, anyway, he picked dolphin.
Literally, it says here, Marino is a dolphin.
in the outline. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is happening?
My notes on this section are just
They're wonderful
Stream
of
because
consciousness.
I have
yes.
no idea what to expect.
Yeah, keep you on your toes.
Yeah.
There's no follow up to this. Marino is a dolphin.
Okay. Not what
I.
I would have counterpointed him on that. I don't
Yeah.
think he's a dolphin.
What do you think he is? Field mouse.
Something more in that kind of area,
Yeah.
I'd say.
Yeah.
Something a bit fuzzier.
He doesn't give off sea animal
He
energy.
doesn't, despite the name.
Marino,
Yeah.
marine, yeah.
Energy.
No, he's
Yeah,
too New England
so-
for that. He gives
Yeah.
off like a little otter with like a professor
Well, an otter is
monocle. And
a sea creature.
yeah, but it's a furry sea creature. It's a river creature.
Yeah, well, okay, fair. Yeah, fair enough.
With like a little pair of glasses and
Yeah,
a little suit. Like
More
he'd be
like that.
like teaching a class or something.
Yeah.
A little otter
man.
class.
What do they learn in otter class?
How to build dams.
That's beavers.
Oh shit. I don't know what an otter is. Wait, what's an otter?
An otter's like a cute little furry like water animal that you were just describing.
Yeah.
But they just kind of float around, and I'm pretty sure they like break clams on their bellies. Like they eat off their bellies when
They'll
they're
like
floating
hold
in the water.
hands when they're floating
Yeah, they're
together
like
and stuff.
super fucking cute.
Do otters
Did
build
you-
dams?
Did you think this was? Did you think we were talking about beavers this whole time?
Yeah.
Okay, so Marino is a beaver.
I disagree with that. At least just Googling what otters are. This is insane.
Well, you know what? This goes really well into my next point,
Okay.
which is the PWHL jerseys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Because the PWHL released their jerseys this week and they missed an opportunity
Yeah.
to create really good team mascots,
Oh.
such as the Ottawa Otters.
Oh.
That would be so good.
Yeah.
See?
What was the other one that you said in the chat the other day?
Minnesota Muskrats.
Yeah. They
You-
missed an opportunity, man.
Big time. I would hire you for branding for the PHL.
Yeah.
So if you don't know, the PHL, okay, whatever.
Did I say the wrong thing?
The W, the women's part.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, the PWHL.
Yeah. See, you know what? Honestly, that's a good
Why
point though.
Does it say P? What does it stand
Professional.
for? Oh, okay.
But like that's also too many letters.
It is.
It is. And why do you have to put professional
Because
in it?
there's been so many iterations of
Yeah.
like professional women's hockey leagues that like all of the acronyms are taken up by this point.
Okay, got
There's
it.
So it's kind of a mess. So they released the jerseys and there's 6 teams. I can't even really remember what all the teams are because they just did not brand them.
They look the same.
There's a team. It's like New York, blue jersey, Minnesota, I think green jersey. One of them is,
Like a burgundy, I think.
yeah.
But they all have the same like look to them. It's just the diagonal letters
With
that spell out their name.
a city, not even like a team
Yeah.
name, just a
Just
city.
a place.
Just a place.
Huge missed opportunity.
Could have had a little otter guy.
And I think at first when I, obviously, so these jerseys were released, they're just like bland colors with city names on them. And they were immediately dragged online. And my first reaction was kind of frustration because I'm like, well, like, what are they supposed to do? Like, they didn't have a lot of time. They don't really seem to have that much money.
Yeah.
So like, and the NHL is not supporting them financially, despite claims of we support the PWHL. But like, the NHL supports the PWHL the same way they support Pride Night.
Yeah.
In theory, only when they're not being criticized
Right.
for it. So I was kind of like, well, it's probably like hard for the PWHL to so quickly put out good designs. And then I was like, you know what though? If you want your league to succeed,
To secede from the NHL.
we succeed.
Oh man.
There's
We're
start
gonna
a
make
war.
it.
you want to start a war and win, you have to have good branding.
That's true.
Yes.
You do.
You have to have
Recognizable,
a logo.
flashy something.
If there's anything you're going to invest in,
Cute
besides
mascots.
A
player
team
salaries, a freaking team name.
At the bare minimum.
And you don't want to
Yes.
commit to it? Okay, whatever.
Change it.
Change it later.
So what?
The missed opportunity that really kills me about this is merch.
It's recognizable. It's branding.
Absolutely.
This is a problem too, because honestly, if you try to like look up and follow the different PWHL teams,
Yeah.
it's every single Twitter account for these teams. It's like PWHL New York, PWHL Toronto, PWHL. Like,
it's disappointing.
and when their teams come up like on my Twitter feed, I don't even know which one is tweeting something.
Yeah.
Because they all have the same format, but just with a different color. And the colors aren't even that different. There's like 3 different variations of blue.
Yeah.
Could have done yellow.
That's what I said. New York should have been yellow, orange,
Yeah.
something.
They could have been
Bright pink.
like the
Yeah,
Lady Liberties. Like they
The
could have
Lady
had.
Liberties.
Oh my they could have
Would
done
have
the
been
green
so
color.
good.
Yeah.
Would be awesome.
That teal color is kind of the color that they have, and that
Yeah.
would have been good. Lady Liberty.
Absolutely. And
That
then their
was so
mascot would
good.
bring out a torch onto
Yeah.
the ice.
Like
PWHL, hire us,
Please.
please.
We
we have so many good ideas.
and
We
great
got-
branding.
Yeah.
Sarah has given us some great logos.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sarah. You make us.
You could
So
do better
much
than
better.
the PWHL.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if it'll play out, like if it does succeed, if then once they get more money, like if it becomes popular, then they'll start investing and changing team
I
names
think
and stuff.
that's the goal.
Maybe.
But it's just disappointing because I feel like they're going to lose a lot of momentum not coming out of the gate like that.
Yeah.
And
And
like
it's gonna
their
be
first season,
harder.
like that should be like a bigger deal than that, you know?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Something else I
What else we got?
noticed in like looking around conversation on Twitter, Nico is still out. He's
Oh, yeah.
officially on injury reserve. A couple of episodes ago, I talked about injuries and I theorized, but I was like scared to officially say it because nothing had been announced, that Nico, based off the type of injury he had where like his head was whipped back and forth, probably had a concussion at very least. And I think they have still not confirmed it, but I think it seems more convincing now that he definitely
Yeah.
has a concussion.
Yeah. It's a pretty safe bet, I think.
sad.
And that is one really scary because concussions are serious,
Yeah.
despite the way people act like, oh, it's just a concussion. Like a
Like,
concussion is
No.
a brain injury.
Yeah.
The definition of
big deal.
concussion is just a brain injury where when you scan their head, there's no blood on the brain, but it's still a brain injury just because there's no blood on the brain. And who knows? He could have had something like that. But
Yeah.
in any case, it's also kind of sucks because who knows how long it will take him to come back, because you can't come back until you are completely symptom free. And concussions are so random in how long it takes your brain to heal. Like everyone's different. It could be like 3 days. It could be months. You
Yeesh.
have no idea how long he'll be out.
That is not a good sign.
Some other interesting things I saw on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm
This-
reading this.
Okay, so this is just a follow-up to, again, a couple episodes ago, we talked about the tragic death of Adam Johnson, who was struck in the neck with a skate during a game in the UK. So earlier this week or last week, Matt Petgrave, the player who was responsible for, his Matt Petgrave's skate was the one that went into Adam Johnson's neck, causing the injury. Matt Petgrave was actually arrested for manslaughter.
Whoa.
So I don't want to get too deep into this because I'm not a lawyer. I
Yeah.
don't know UK law, but the debate that the authorities are now going to have to settle is, did Matt Petgrave do this accidentally, or did Matt Petgrave raise his foot in a way that was knowingly dangerous, therefore resulting in the injury?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's so intense.
It's very, yeah. And then the last thing we saw on Twitter is actually something that Sarah brought to my attention. And that is
Unfortunately.
what I'm going to call the Miles Wood effect 2.0. Because now that Miles Wood is dead to me,
Yeah.
the original Miles Wood effect is now the Brendan Smith effect. The new Miles Wood effect is NFT bullshit.
I can't believe this. It's
I have
so
no
stupid.
words. I hate this. I hate this.
Yeah.
The NHL has created NFTs. It's called NHL Breakaway, and it is quote, tradable digital collectibles of 5 different players. You know, some of them are predictable. Connor McDavid, Sidney Crosby, Cale Makar, Alex Ovechkin.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last one is
Why?
Mr. Jack Hughes.
Why? It's so cringy, dude.
NFTs are over. They never really even started.
Mm-hmm.
But they
It died
are
so quick.
really
They're
quick.
so behind the
Like,
times.
Why? No one wants this. You know what the people want?
I don't want this.
The people want hats to go on sale again.
Yes.
Please.
They don't want this shit
Regular
on sale.
hats. Not the extra kinds that they're doing. I mean, I
Yes.
would take any of them, but
Yeah, that like the winter hat.
I want the regular
I
hat.
want the original hat.
The original.
Yeah.
There are lots of cute little NHL merch things that you can make.
Anything else?
Literally anything.
Any actual physical, tangible object. Maybe.
It could be just a physical trading card exclusive limited edition of these players. Like
I mean, I wouldn't buy that.
No.
but would you buy the NFT?
No.
I would be more likely to pick up a card than own an NFT. Like
What would I buy?
What would you buy?
I'm trying to think.
Like merch wise?
Yeah. You know what they should actually sell?
What?
Friendship bracelets.
That's true.
That's like the thing this season.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just sell officially like licensed friendship bracelets for anyone who doesn't feel like making their own.
Mhm.
That's a cool idea. I
Yeah.
love that.
You could have a whole line of them with the players' names. Again,
Hire us.
hire us.
Someone.
Well, fuck the fucking NFTs. This is Don't Worry About It. This is the segment where we don't worry about it. Sometimes I'm saying random shit and the announcers do it too. This week was a little weird. I didn't catch that much. And it was, how do I say? It was a lot about math.
Math.
I'm intrigued.
During the Avalanche game, the announcer said, every time the Avalanche has scored 1 point this season, they win. And the other announcer immediately replied, you can't win without scoring, Kenny.
That is correct.
Like, that's amazing.
Every time the Avalanche has
that's
scored 1
hysterical.
point, they win.
Wow.
Has-
What a stat. Who would have thought?
Have the Avalanche been shut out?
I have
don't
no
know.
idea.
Because that implies that the only
It
time the
kinda does.
Avalanche have lost
Is when they get shut out.
Right.
But
But it was just
Hold on.
so ridiculous.
I need to look up the Avalanche. Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, they have been shut out this season.
Huh.
All right. Well, this stat was true prior to them playing the Devils game. They either were shut out or won. But since the Devils game, they actually did score a point and the Kraken beat them. So
Hey.
Okay.
Kenny is officially wrong.
It's no longer true, Kenny.
Take
It's
that.
no longer true.
Kenny with his peculiar stats. Holy shit. They played the Ducks and the final score, they won 8-2. 8?
yikes.
Oof.
They
Maybe-
lost to the Blues and the Blues scored 8
What is going on this season?
What the?
This is
Something
weird.
is not right.
People are just scoring.
I don't understand what's happening. Well, the same announcer, I believe it was Kenny again, said, a lot of math, don't count on me. I'm like,
I won't.
Is it statistics a part of your job?
And not everyone's a
So,
stats guy.
Yeah. It was just kind of funny though, because what was happening in the moment was it was just that crazy penalties happening back to back to back. And he was like, I can't keep track anymore. And I'm like, I'm with you on this. Another great quote was 0 + 0 is still 0.
That is correct.
I don't remember what this was in reference
Oh my
to.
God.
That kind of sums up the Devil's string of losses.
Yeah.
0 + 0 is still 0.
Nope.
Yeah. And lastly, we have he was looking for Luke Hughes' back door.
Ew.
Hate it. Dano must be
Why?
stopped.
I feel like some of the worst have come from Dano.
Honestly,
in
they
past
have.
episodes.
Yeah.
All
I'm
of
gonna have to
them.
go take a look.
Dano has some.
Interesting commentary.
Dano frequently shows his age. And I am delighted by it.
It's so funny every time.
Oh man.
Dano definitely, if you weren't sure like if you just stumbled across a Devils game and you had no idea who Dano was, I think even 30 seconds in, you could be like, oh, this is not a commentator. Like this is not a reporter. This is an ex-player
Yeah.
who's just out there saying some things.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
I love it.
And thanks to many of the things he has said, I'm able to do. Don't worry about it. So let's not worry about it and
I'm
move
not.
on to It Boy of the Week.
Hey.
Who has a nomination?
I don't actually.
I don't either.
I don't have a single one.
Me neither.
Oh my gosh.
That's
have to-
interesting.
Like, really? I think it's rough. Oh, no.
I can
have a
maybe-
nomination.
I can come up with something.
I have
Okay.
a nomination.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Who's your nomination?
Lazar.
Okay.
I nominate Lazar.
Why?
Because I feel like he started changing the momentum, because you were
Okay.
talking about it, because they scored right in the beginning, and he even commented on it during the interview, which makes me feel like he is aware there is this mental aspect to the Devils game that they just got to break this, as you said, Sleeping Beauty curse. So I would like to nominate Lazar.
You were nominating Curtis Lazar.
Yes, I was going to totally say Christopher. I am nominating Curtis Lazar. Thank you.
All right.
That's
Yeah, for
Interesting.
breaking the momentum of
Or
the losing
creating the
streaks.
momentum.
Yeah,
Okay.
for creating the momentum.
you know what's funny
Yeah.
is that I was also going to nominate Curtis Lazar.
Interesting.
So
For the same reasons?
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
I don't feel as strongly about Curtis Lazar, but
Okay.
I don't have an opposing nomination. So congratulations, Curtis. You
Yeah.
are this boy's.
You are this voice.
You are this
voice.
You are this boy's. You are this week's It Boy of the Week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, if Curtis Lazar was going to be a Mean Girls character that was written about in the burn book of Miles Wood, he would be Katie Heron.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Holy shit. Who's Janice Ian? I think Michael McLeod would be
No
Janice.
reason.
Damon Severson is Gretchen. And Ryan Graves is Karen.
Oh man. Yeah.
Well, I guess this is Mean Girls hockey. Tune in next week for more sugar.
Spice.
And everything ice.
That was great.
Woo.
As
okay.
Sarah said,
Yeah.
you did not sing a song.
Oh boy. That sounded like the intro to something that was building up.
Last Christmas.
Oh.
Gave me.
Nope.
Wait, I can't sing the melody to this. I
Those
don't
were not
have
the
it.
words either.
Oh, it's I gave you my
Yeah.
heart. Yeah. You're right. Hold on.
It's
I
not even
didn't know any
Thanksgiving
better.
yet. We can't do Christmas yet. We can't do Christmas yet.
But the very next day.
She's doing it anyway.
I know.
Gave it away
I can't stop it.
this year to save me from tears. It's the remix.
No one knows any of the words to this.
Save me from tears. If you like our show, please leave us a rating, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and tweet at us at hotgirlshockey_.